and it's controlled by Hudson of the Magic.
DeClercq with the quick jump, got it before it really got up to the top, therefore he outjumps Mutombo.
Pass intended for McGrady.
One of the issues that the 76ers dealt with this morning is really putting pressure on McGrady, catching the basketball. Just don't concede the pass to him.
Iverson being played here at the start by Hudson, and here's Hill, rebounded by Outlaw. Roy Hudson lost the grip, and it was deflected out of his hands. Last touch by the 76ers.
Steal. And the other thing is a series of pick and rolls by Orlando.
Allen Iverson with a brilliant play. He had that pass diagnosed, but not able to take advantage. Miller misses from three-point range. And here's McGrady. Eric Snow, who has come back from injury and also took a pretty good shot the other night in the nose. Thanks to the elbow of Tim Hardaway. Here's Iverson, rebounded by Miller. Miller pushing it down. Outlaw, picked off by Snow. Lynch from Snow, and the Sixers with the first field goal of the night.
You can see both teams trying to get themselves on track early on. Both coaches are sitting down relaxing right now, knowing that these teams are getting the early energy out of their system. They'll settle back into their normal tempo in a minute or two.
We've had 5 possessions, 3 turnovers here at the start. Here's DeClercq. So the game is tied at 2. Philadelphia 76ers, first of the East. They for the Eastern Conference playoffs for the first time since back in the 82-83 season. And 54 wins, the most for the 76ers since back in 85-86. Hill just did beat the 24-second buzzer.
We've seen Tyrone Hill take 2 shots that are not his strength. That baseline jumper, the first one, 16 feet. Not bad. That's a good shot for him. The second one, 21 feet, a little long for Tyrone Hill.
Also spent time with the Utah Jazz, but Doc Rivers feels that Troy has picked up his play as of late. Mutombo on the follow. McGrady off the acceleration, and the foul is called. Nice hesitation move by Tracy McGrady, so he's headed to the line. Foul is called on Tyrone Hill.
With Armstrong out, they're going more to McGrady and Mutombo's man.
Iverson with a series of moves, and off the fake, Hudson went down. He was looking for a push-off foul, but instead, foul is called on Outlaw of the Magic.
Orlando crowding Hudson, crowding Iverson. He doesn't want to give him the jump shot. He wants him to put it on the floor, chase him into their big people on the inside. That time, DeClercq with the hip knocks him out of bounds.
Once again, Tyrone Hill, but this time it goes down.
That's a medium-range jump shot for him. When he takes his time, goes up the fade, he can make that shot.
Magic 6, the Sixers 4. McGrady rejected and fouled again. And you ought to have a finger like in your mouth, because that would prevent you from speaking. And a foul is called on the Magic. Foul is called on Outlaw.
Interestingly, when Allen Iverson was out with the injuries, the ball went into Mutombo. Probably had another 10 or 12 touches a night because of the way the Sixers had to change their style of play. This gives the big man extra energy. You see Allen here now returning to the lineup, looking for Mutombo early in the game, trying to get the big man some touches, get him the ball inside, pick up that energy level, make him a real force on the boards and blocking shots. And we know he can chip in and get you 12, 14 points tonight, too.
Orlando has a 7-5 lead. Mike Miller with his first attempt. Eric Snow put the brakes on, and Lynch is called an offensive foul.
One thing the Magic big men do, they get to their spots, they make their rotations, they do an excellent job of having body position there for the offensive foul call. So when you put the ball on the floor and go to the basket, you're going to expect the rotation, someone to be there.
George Lynch picking up his second. He'll take a seat. Jermaine Jones, second-year man out of the University of Georgia, who has been getting more and more playing time. Larry Brown, early in the season, did not trust his defensive play, but he feels that Jones has come a long way in that department. With Outlaw going at Hill. DeClerc. Oh, Andrew DeClerc with a couple of field goals here at the start.
And we've seen him make that little mid-range jump shot. It's because Mutombo backs off and looks to help all of his teammates, and they're going to try and take advantage of that. During times of the game tonight, I would expect to see Garrity at the 5 spot, so he can step back and shoot the long-range jump shot versus Mutombo.
By in this first quarter.
3 seconds.
McGrady off the head fake. McGrady puts it down with a tomahawk.
Doesn't take him too many dribbles to get to the rim, does it?
Crowd continues to react to that Tracy McGrady stuff. Iverson able to keep it alive. Here's Iverson, and he is fouled, racked up.
Go back and look at Tracy McGrady. He's deceiving because when he decides to take off and put the ball on the floor, he covers so much ground, and then with his size and elevation, he just goes up over the top, anticipating that Mutombo and Hill are going to come after him. He makes sure that he finishes it off. What would it take, by the way?
Would have to average 63 points per game over his last 4 for Detroit. And then he would end up, if Iverson goes 31.4 the rest of the way, he'd be 31.5. Nice move by Tyrone Hill.
All he has to do is get 63 points in 4 straight games. And
no problem.
Oh, okay.
Within range. Magic up 11-7. A hard driving move by Hudson, and that draws the foul. Kembe 0 for 3 for the field. Here's McGrady from deep. Yes.
Again, they use the high post screen, making Mutombo have to step out and try and help on McGrady. McGrady's man tried to go underneath the screen. Tracy pulls up, shoots a jumper.
Magic up 17-7. Hill. Well, Tyrone Hill has hit 3 of 7 from the field. And Orlando has a 17-9 lead. 22nd timeout has been taken by Doc Rivers for Iverson. And the foul, bad foul by John Amici, who was trailing the play. There's no question Iverson was going to go score, and Amici picks up the foul.
Because of where we're sitting, we looked right into Amici's face right there as he turned and looked, saw the pitch ahead pass to Iverson. It was almost as if he was saying, oh, I got to try and catch this guy, and a little bit too late.
Iverson with his first bucket, and he's 0 for 3 from the line. Here's McGrady. Tracy McGrady has had the touch here of the early going. 9 points for Tracy, and the Magic up by 8.
It's just a matter of Jones getting back to Philadelphia in transition. It was a pitch-ahead pass, about a 20-foot advanced pass up the floor. McGrady catches, shoots it. You got to be up with him. This guy's a scorer.
Hill wanted the ball. He's wide open, and it's kicked away. Leg block.
And Larry Brown is complaining that there's an illegal defense out there. He's talking to the officials saying, like, you know, where are they playing people down on the baseline? We're not applying those new rules yet.
Is that what he said?
I think so, yeah.
See, that's something you would say.
No. Come on.
Amici on the rebound. The NBA Board of Governors earlier today did approve the playing rules changes designed to improve the flow and pace of the game. They are hoping the new rules go into effect next season as McGrady knocks down a 3. And one of the changes will be the illegal defense guidelines will be eliminated in their entirety.
Are you clear on all these new changes, exactly what they'll mean?
Well, Doc Rivers and myself, I think, we're able to, as Iverson hits, we're able to explain it to you to the point where I think there's now an understanding.
Well, a couple of them are very easy. You're only going to get 8 seconds to bring it up over the half-court line instead of 10. And the incidental, like little hand touch fouls, you're going to let those go.
What we were talking about earlier, will they allow zone defense with that 3-second defensive violation? That'll be the most significant change. Iverson now has 6 points.
Here's the best way I can explain it. If you said, can you play a zone? The answer is yes. You will be allowed to play a zone defense, but
recognize, yes, there is a problem. We have to see what we can do. Iverson not able to hit, and they're trying to make changes. 1:25 remaining in this first quarter. Orlando up by 10. Here's Goliak. Michael Goliak has the good outside touch.
And that's what they're doing, is using Tracy McGrady to pull Dikembe Mutombo up out of his defensive position, and then they get pulled up, get caught in between rotations. And as long as they have guys like Goliak and Garrity that can shoot that jumper, they're going to cause problems for Philly.
Dikembe Mutombo. That's his first field goal. Orlando up by 10. Magic 10 of 15 from the field. A good shooting start. Sixers just 8 for 23. McGrady with the step. And he is hacked. The 76ers have not had any answers for Tracy McGrady thus far. And from time to time, still hits with some pretty good players like Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. Just for kicks. We're down to 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here's Matt Geiger, who just checked in. Here's Aaron McKie with the shot. And Orlando now leads 29-19. Matt Geiger has gone through a injury hit season. He was a question mark once again because of that knee as to whether he played tonight. Final seconds, first quarter. McGrady for 3. To 1 here in Orlando. The Magic 10 of 16 for the field. Half remaining in this first half. Here's McGrady challenging Mutombo. And knocked out of bounds by the Sixers.
Dikembe Mutombo is really big, isn't he? When you see him on the floor next to the other players, you don't realize how long he is out there.
It's the long arms. Aside from height. McGrady knew he'd get the call. He had Aaron McKie off balance.
I want to ask you a tough question.
Yes.
Do you like this Philadelphia team better now after the trade or prior to the trade that they made? Big move on their part. Well, big gamble.
They were playing better when Theo Ratliff was there. Tony Kukoc, although Kukoc was disappointing, there's no question he just didn't fit in. But obviously, had they not made the trade, this would be a 76er club that would not have Theo Ratliff. He'd be on the roster, but he'd be injured.
Because of his injury, he'd still be out now. They may be going to the playoffs without a center.
So then, under those circumstances, they're certainly better off here, although I don't think they're as fluid. But you're looking at Allen Iverson, who is still coming back from injury, although he bounced back pretty well with a 30-plus game and a 40-plus game the last 2. And a lot of guys banged up, right? Eric Snow, Aaron McKie, George Lynch.
Remind me not to ask you any more questions.
It's really so long. Many facets of my confusion. And here's McKie for 3. Sixers get back. Hudson out of control. Now Snow able to split his way through. Nicely done by Snow. McKie deflects it out. Hudson and Brown in the backcourt. Goliak up front now with Outlaw and McGrady. Nice move by Hudson, and he's able to penetrate and draws the foul. And it's a 24-second violation. That basket will not count.
Philadelphia a little confused right now exactly where their spacing is. Larry Brown working on some new sets this morning in practice. They have some things to iron out here.
This is their biggest lead of the night, and they add to it as Dee Brown hits another 3.
When Dee Brown gets it going, you have to hug him, stay tight. You can't give him a look at the basket because he gets his confidence going. He can string out like 5 or 6 in a row.
A couple of years ago, Dee Brown led the NBA in the 3-point field goals made and attempted. Allen Iverson having a difficult first half. Jones able to convert. 54-34 Orlando. Iverson now 3 for 9. He has 6 points. Iverson's last game against Miami put up 41 points. His 17th 40-plus game of the season. And back to McGrady. McGrady drawing the double. Goes behind the back. There's Hudson. And the rebound handled by Geiger. Iverson. Oh, he went down. And he's taken up. Lost his footing. But Allen bounces right back up.
He was at shoot-around this morning. They had ice strap taped every part of his body you could imagine.
This is his 3rd game back from the tailbone contusion. He had missed 7 of the previous 13 games with a series of injuries. McGrady over Geiger. 23 for McGrady in this first half.
Well, Geiger made the rotation from behind, then he just stood there. Forgot how big McGrady is, and McGrady can elevate. So he just basically jumped over the top of Geiger and put it in.
Here's Jermaine Jones.
Jermaine Jones.
Magic 56 and the Sixers 36. Jermaine Jones. Originally a 2nd-round pick of the Atlanta Hawks, acquired by the Sixers for a future 1st-round pick. Played for Philly last year. Appeared in 33 games. McGrady. Will it count? Yes, it does. It's a goaltend. It's huge. Here's Geiger. Offensive foul. It gets worse and worse for the Sixers. It's on Geiger.
And the Sixers are frustrated right now. Larry Brown, after the officials, the frustration is building up. It looks like it should be a sure layup. Instead, Geiger takes the left arm, pushes away. Bo Outlaw, a good call by the official.
Down to 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Tracy McGrady setting it up on Jermaine Jones.
3-point shooter is in the left corner. 3-point shooter on the right side.
And it's the man on the right, D. Brown. That's his 3rd 3 of this first half. Here's Iverson. This capacity crowd reacting to the play of the Orlando Magic. A spectacular first half. McGrady motioning Goliak over to set the screen and lost it. There's Snow chased by Miller. So with 3 minutes gone by in this 3rd quarter, the Magic up 68-42. Orlando at 41-36. They've lost their last 2. They've dropped 4 of their last 6 games. And that's a 3. How about Troy Hudson? 18 points. Had some shaky moments handling the ball early on, but he's been a major contributor. And the foul is called on the Magic. It's on. Wait a moment. A change of the call. It's on Mutombo. It appeared it was going to be called on Outlaw. Oh. Brown took that technical to protect his player. He did not want Mutombo picking up a second.
Well, you can see the frustration mounting throughout the entire, not only team, but coaching staff. You're in this thing together, and right now this loss is very, very frustrating. In fact, they're down 30 points at this point in the 3rd quarter. You've got Goliak shooting 3 for 4. DeClerc is 2 for 2 from the floor. The big men that they throw the ball back to are making shots for Orlando.
Wild shot by Lynch. Did not realize where he was. Once again, the 76ers are trying to go to pressure. McGrady open for 3. And Geiger getting the playing time tonight. here comes McGrady. McGrady off the spin, sets it up. Stoliak. Iverson for three. Allen Iverson has been way off. 3 of 12 from the field.
Somebody's trying to get it going for the Sixers. They just can't find the right person. Allen can't find the shot right now. They've had Tyrone Hill as their leading scorer the entire game, and that's not the norm, obviously, for the 76ers.
It's going to be next year teaming up with Tracy McGrady.
It's going to be fun. You know, I think Tracy's the best player in the league. You know, you know, people may say I'm biased or whatever, but I've seen in him this season what he's done at such a young age, and the scary thing is he can be better. So I look forward to hopefully getting out there with him and helping him develop and continue to grow and helping his team ultimately try to get a championship.
Keep working on your Monopoly game, all right? Let's go back to you, Marvin, Mike.
All right, Cheryl, yes, we're told that Grant Hill, with all the extra time on his hands, has been playing quite a bit of Monopoly.
Championship caliber. Wants to go directly into real estate now.
I see. My favorite spot was Marvin Gardens. Remember that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, that must have been a long time ago.
All right.
They changed the board since then?
Just under 6 remaining in this third quarter. And here's Pat Garrity just beating the 24-second buzzer. Allen Iverson, who scored a moment ago, his first point since the first quarter, and is emphatically rejected by Outlaw. Here's Hill. What a performance by Bo Outlaw.
14 rebounds in 29 minutes for Bo Outlaw.
McGrady lost it. Good play by Hill. Sixers have picked up the pace here in the third quarter after a lethargic first half.
Larry Brown could see that the team was struggling, trying to decide exactly how they wanted to play here, down 30 points. So a good timeout to kind of regroup the entire team. And just when Iverson thinks he's going to finger roll it up over the top, there's Bo Outlaw rejecting Iverson's bid for 2.
McGrady. Garrity for 3. It's a very friendly rim, although it did not drop for Garrity. Just under 5 remaining in the third. Marv Albert, Czar, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller from Orlando, and Matt Geiger continues to have his shooting difficulties.
If that's such a friendly rim, then why did Philadelphia only shoot 37% on it?
Allen Iverson getting the step. Iverson now has 10 points.
In for the Magic, number 13,
Here's John Amici checking back in.
Kind of an interesting story with John Amici. Major decision to be made by the Orlando organization. He had the opportunity at the end of last season, while he was a free agent, to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers for how many years?
6 years.
How much money?
$17 million.
And instead,
What is it, still in the blanks?
just trying to help you establish the fact that you do know some of the answers.
Lynch with 6 points. Well, he signed a 1-year, $600,000 contract. This is like remedial work here. What about that decision? He has not had a good season. And what will Orlando, as an AC, as we say that, hitting his first field goal, how is Orlando going to handle this? Supposedly, he did receive a promise that they would make a deal with him.
I talked to John Amici before the game, and we talked about that. I had John, offensive foul call, clearing out with the left arm on the way to the basket by Tyrone Hill. I had John Amici in Cleveland, his first year in the NBA, and he's a very bright, articulate young man. And he said, look, I've made my decision, and I based it on the fact that this franchise has a history of being very loyal to its players. And I felt that they would treat me right at the end of this season. It's over now. I made that decision. I have to live with it. And it's a very tough spot for the organization here, obviously, because they realized what he passed up to stay here with them.
May not have been a promise. It's more of an indication that, hey, we'll take care of you down the road. And now you have to wonder.
Well, if he goes to Los Angeles, not only does he have a $17 million contract, but he's playing backup center to a team that has a real good chance of winning a championship there.
And Amici with a nice move on the reverse. John Amici, raised in Manchester, England, majored in psychology at Penn State, and emerged last year here in Orlando following a year with Cleveland. Also played overseas in Italy, Greece, Great Britain.
Open the bleeder valve and fill the tank to 800 psi. What?
4 of their last 6 games. Amici very active offensively.
He's very, very aggressive out here on the floor right now. He's been on the floor 12 minutes, and that was just his 9th field goal attempt at the basket in 12 minutes of play. So Doc Rivers has obviously gotten a message across here that we want to give John the ball, get him some work, see if he can come through when we put the pressure on him to get us some points.
Coming up on Inside the NBA, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley. In the studio, that'll be following the Magic and the Sixers. Talking about Doc Rivers in his 2nd year as head coach of the Orlando Magic, taking over from Chuck Daly, NBA Coach of the Year last season. Charles mentioned at halftime he thinks Doc has done a better job this season with all the injuries, particularly losing Grant Hill, than he did a year ago when he won Coach of the Year on it.
Oh, there's some new faces, a number of new faces on this team from the year ago, and then they went out and got a couple of free agents, 2 big ones, and one of them just hasn't been here the entire season. That is Grant Hill. So the Doc has certainly done an excellent job, and should be and probably is being considered for the Coach of the Year award.
Amici firing from all angles. Geiger on the rebound, picked off by Brown. And D. Brown shoots the 3. He has 14 points. He's 4 of 5 from downtown. And remember, he had 1 nullified because Orlando called for a timeout.
Doc Rivers signaled for a timeout just as they advanced the ball to D, and he stroked the 3-pointer. It didn't count.
It is back up to a 30-point lead. Ollie back to Geiger. Got challenged by Monty Williams. Geiger again. And Aaron McKee pulls it back.
And the Magic have really frustrated Allen Iverson because every time they give the ball to Iverson on that left wing, Orlando steps up one of the big people, an offensive foul taken by John Amici. Remember I said earlier, the big men step up quickly for Orlando and take charges. Every time Iverson gets it on the left wing in an isolation, Orlando is running a big man out, and their big men are quick enough to move their feet and keep Iverson in the double team.
Now Allen sits down as Rodney Buford checks in. I mentioned at the start, Larry Brown wants to give Allen Iverson the time on one hand because he wants to make just certain as Paul Hudson continues the excellent shooting. Hudson with 20 points. Wants to make certain that Iverson wraps up that scoring title. On the other hand, Iverson, an assortment of injuries, and wants him to be fresh for the playoffs. Here's Ollie, penetrator. McCullough on the rebound, and he's called for steps. Holding foul called.
Philadelphia currently holds a 2-0 lead over Indiana with 1 game remaining against the Pacers for the regular season. So did not get to play them 4 times this year in the Eastern Conference.
Yes, they're having several quirks in the schedule. And then you have other situations where the teams have met 5 times. The Knicks and Miami, as it turns out, meeting 5 times this season. You're looking at me. Is this new information?
Yes.
Really?
Why did that happen this quirk, as you said?
That's the way the schedule turned out. Here's Garrity on the save. D. Brown for 3. D. Brown has been on fire. 17 points for Brown. 5 of 6 from 3-point land. Just under 4 remaining. In the 4th quarter, Marv Albert with the Czar, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller from Orlando. And here's Jermaine Jones. So the 76ers will not finish tonight with a season low. They did score 72 on a couple of occasions. They now have 73 points. Alexander, oh, did he say? Yes, he did. That dribble very close to landing in the backcourt. Here's Monty Williams. They swing it. Garrity back to Brown. Shot clock at 2. Brown did not hit the rim, so it's a 24-second violation. Now Don Reed comes on for the first time tonight. Replacing John Amici, who was a scoring machine in the second half. Leaves with 10 points. Don Reed, rugged player in his 6th season out of Georgetown, more of a defensive presence. Put in some good minutes for Doc Rivers. Here's Roger Bell. Bell, a rookie from Boston University and Florida International, signed to a 10-day contract after playing some of the CBA and the IBL. Garrity. Kevin Ollie. Brown on the steal. So the 76er difficulties on the road continue. This will be 7 losses in their last 8 games. And as we discussed earlier, they're 26-13. That's the most road victories in the NBA. Reed. There's jump hook by Don Reed.
Right now, the Magic continue to have more energy than the 76ers do. They've had more energy the entire night. Their defense has been simply outstanding. And it's been a struggle for Philadelphia to get to 73 here. Allen Iverson struggled. The entire team struggled tonight. This Magic team was prepared. They were prepared in their shoot-around. They were mentally prepared to bounce back from that loss against Cleveland the other night.
How about a 56-point turnaround? They lose to the Cavaliers Tuesday night by 28. They're up here by 28 points.
It's a good sign when your team doesn't like the fact that they're embarrassed by an opponent, that they bounce back the way the Magic did tonight. The stretch here of the NBA season, they really need to turn it around and get their teams back in gear if they're going to go into the playoffs with any momentum at all.
Now to 10 seconds, the Magic with a 101-70. This crowd has been filing out throughout the fourth quarter. Those who have remained showering the Orlando Magic with applause. Once again, Tracy McGrady leading the way with 31, and Troy Hudson with 21 points.